This has been one hell of a baseball series with the punches back and forth with some really good. I mean, now the first two games in Arlington weren't really great baseball games. The Astros beat the crap out of them. Those were great baseball games for us. Tonight, though, is a night where everything is on the line, clearly. One team's going home. One team's going to continue playing. The Astros will be heading to Philadelphia probably on Wednesday or Thursday for the World Series to start it there because the Phillies hold the tiebreaker over the Astros because they beat them 2 out of 3 in early April, which is the dumbest thing ever. You can win your division, but it does not matter. So the Phillies, well, actually, it's a good thing. The Phillies will have home field advantage when the Astros play them in the World Series coming next, or starting on Friday, I should say. They'll be there Friday, Saturday, then they'll be back in Houston Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, where they'll pray to win at least one game at home before they go back to Philadelphia to win 2 more. But tonight,
heavy prayers.
Yeah, tonight, let's just play out the scenarios like Andrew said he doesn't want to see happen. If it's tight, if they need innings, if they don't have Brian Abreu, which is a very real thing, it sounds like tonight, which is an absolute joke. We'll get into that coming up at 1 o'clock, what went down with all that. If Justin Verlander was needed for an inning or two tonight, would you want him?
God, that's tough.
Because if you threw him tonight's Monday, he'd have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to bounce back. So they'd only be on, it'd be on 3 days of rest. It wouldn't be a lot. You probably wouldn't go to him in game one. So, I mean, you can't be thinking about game one in your mind. You're thinking about winning tonight. That's the only thing that matters.
Yeah, tonight's the only thing that matters. I think if this is where I'm going to go in Dusty We Trusty mode and say if he feels like he needs to play Justin Verlander, I wouldn't be upset. Me personally, I do think you have to think about game one at least a little bit. I think you need to at least prepare yourself for that to put yourself in the best position to win, because if it is the Phillies, they're on a freaking roll. And you're going to need to be in the best position to win.
I might play 7 games too, hopefully. Well, at least
hopefully.
6 tonight. I'll play at 4 o'clock.
I feel confident enough in JP France in long relief, or at least pitching like 2 innings. I feel confident enough in his ability that I'd be fine with him coming in relief and not needing to use Justin Verlander. Like in any, here's a scenario that I see playing out. Let's say for some reason Javier only goes like 4 2/3 or 5 innings. You bring in JP France, and then you just kind of go from there. Maybe it's JP France for a couple, then Hector Neris, then Ryan Presley. But I don't think there's any other scenario where I would need anyone else to come in at that point.
Here's the good news: they shouldn't need him. Like, they really should not need him. Even if Javier went short tonight, you do have France, like you mentioned. Is Hunter Brown available after pitching in game 4 for 3 innings? I'd imagine he can give you an inning. So, like, I just don't think that they'd necessarily need it. But when you're Justin Verlander and you're those guys, like, he'll be ready. He's going to have himself geared up and ready to go. I'm never a big fan of going to a ton of starters in postseason relief. Yeah. We see how it often. I mean, look at the Rangers on the other side. They've been going to a lot of those guys, and all of them come in and they suck. Now, their pitchers aren't as good as the Astros, probably. That's part of the story. But, I mean, look, you tell him if you need him, okay, that's cool. Like, have yourself mentally prepared for it.
Yeah.
But I think it's an emergency type of situation.
Things would have to be going very, 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 very wrong. Like Christian Javier, he barely makes it out of the first inning, and then JP France comes in and he falls apart immediately, and then maybe you need a Justin Verlander. But I obviously we all hope that doesn't happen. So it's a very specific scenario where you'd need Justin Verlander. But I agree with that. Just have him at least mentally prepared.
The last time and the only time he's pitched in relief in the postseason was game 4 of the ALDS in 2017 against the Red Sox, which he got the win out of the bullpen. I know he gave up a home run. I think that's the only time he's pitched in relief ever.
That's it?
I mean, yeah,
wow.
I believe that's it. And so that's like, I don't know that I would necessarily want him for that. But, I mean, look, whatever it takes tonight is what it takes. You're going to do whatever it takes. It includes the lineup, too. Like, if they need to pinch hit, if they need to pinch hit for Maldonado in the 5th inning or the 4th inning tonight, guess what you do? You pinch hit for Maldonado.
Yeah.
I know that he matters to the game calling and, like, it's a significant thing and everything, but, like, if you need the at-bat, let's just give out the scenario again. The bases are loaded with 1 out in the 4th inning, and the Astros are up by a run or down by a run. you're pinch hitting. If you don't pinch hit for Maldonado there, you're making a massive mistake.
Well, it's like the other night. Now, luckily, it turned out well for the Astros, but the other night they pinch hit Brantley 2 innings later than they probably should have. And you don't want to wait. I guess in that game you had the luxury of a little bit more time, and you had more games. This is it. Like, you have to make all the right decisions in all the right moments. So if we saw, here's a scenario. If you saw John Singleton out there again tonight in a Game 7 of the ALCS, how would you feel?
I mean, depending on where the situation, look, their pinch hit options aren't wonderful,
Right?
Because I mean, tonight you're not going to have Michael Brantley available to pinch hit. He'll be in the lineup playing left field. You would have Chas McCormick, but do you want to go to Chas McCormick? I think at this point, Chas has almost pushed himself back into being the guy that only faces lefties.
I feel weirdly and maybe stupidly feel better in this spot tonight with John Singleton pinch hitting than I do with Chas McCormick, just because of the at bats that he's given you in these last 2 games.
And Chas is usually a guy that takes a pretty decent at bat as well.
He is, but
he's been draw some walks.
He's been pushing a little bit though.
No, he has been. So like, no, I mean, the scenario depends, right? If you feel like the matchup's right for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm in for doing whatever you feel is right tonight. The real question, like one of the questions I have, is with Dubon. Are you playing Dubon in center field again tonight? Is that a lock?
I think it should
about
be.
that.
I've been happy with what Dubon has done.
I've been fine with it, but yeah, I'm just curious out loud.
If you start having issues, or like you said, if it's a better matchup, then maybe you could bring McCormick in later. But I'm totally fine with Dubon. I know a lot of people they're jumping on board the John Granado wagon of put Dubon at shortstop and get Pena out of there.
I mean,
it was less of a question before.
Offensively, is it the worst idea?
I don't necessarily think so. And
remember when everybody thought Jeremy Pena was going to become the next coming after his postseason last year? I tried to tell everybody, like, y'all got to pump. He got hot.
He did. He got hot at the right time, and now he's got cold at the wrong time.
He has power in his bat, but this year it has completely gone away, and he's forgotten how to hit the ball off the ground.
I would be, if that was the decision, if they decided to put Dubon, it's not going to happen, never happen. But if they decide to put Dubon at short and then you put Chas at center field and Brantley at left, I'd be happy with that.
It wouldn't be their ideal defense, obviously.
No, but offensively.
Dubon is fine. Dubon has got a good arm. But he's still not Jeremy Pena at shortstop.
So
I think he's better when he plays second base.
So if they start that
in the infield,
they get a nice, and they get behind a little bit. They've got Rangers say they get a 2-run lead. You're in like the 5th or 6th inning. Do you consider then go ahead and swapping Pena out of there like they did last night, and then you move Dubon to short and bring in Chas McCormick at center?
I mean, I guess you could consider it
just to get the offense.
But they've already shown that they're going to just pinch hit and then put in Kessinger.
Gray Kessinger,
he made a catch, man. Yeah,
hero.
You're right. He made a catch.
An insane catch.
It is weird looking out there last night. There's Gray Kessinger's playing shortstop. It's like, oh my, this is where their season. They're in the AL. I was thinking about that too when Singleton came out. They are in the ALCS. John Singleton was released from the Milwaukee Brewers in the middle of the season, picked up on waivers for absolutely nothing, and then crushed at Sugarland.
Yeah.
And then had literally one game with the Astros where he did anything.
Yeah.
And he is getting at bats in the American League Championship Series in a game where the Astros could go to the World Series. And I'm like, what world are we living in?
What is this timeline? When we were out at East River 9 watching the game on Friday for the watch party, Andrew actually said when Kessinger was coming in at shortstop, Andrew's like, just no hard hit balls that way. Please, no hard hit balls. And we were all like, yeah, no, for real. And then all of a sudden, when he made that catch, everybody looked at each other like, what just happened? Did the world fold in on itself?
But it wasn't even like it was the hardest hit ball.
No,
it was like 94 miles an hour off the bat or something. Not that it wasn't
such a great catch.
Yeah, it was. Hey, it was the greatest. It was the greatest easy line drive catch in the history of the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, oh, he leaped. I saw somebody, maybe it was McTaggart, like tweeted, Gray Kessinger has ups. And then I watched it immediately on TV and I was like, he barely jumped off the ground. I could have jumped that high. I can jump that high. But you know what? He made the catch.
He did. That's all that matters. Hero, Gray Kessinger. John Singleton, hero. We just need more heroes to show up, preferably heroes who have a little bit.
Maybe that's something we'll do later. Who are the
heroes?
We could pick a hero. Each pick a hero at the end of the show tonight. The hero for game, and then we can have the debate of who's going to win the ALCS MVP.
Oh, and I don't care. Anyone, just win. Just win tonight. They could all have it. We'll give the ALCS MVP to everybody if they win tonight.
It's true. I think we're going to give it. You know what? Tonight goes the way I think it's going to go. I mean, look, Altuve's the easy play, correct? A couple home runs. Why not Christian Javier? He goes out and he does, as Andrew would say, he goes out and shoves. Give it to Christian Javier.